So we've all been sort of talking how the sanctions to Russia are proving pretty ineffective. There are countries that break it, there are countries that are finding ways to go around it, and it seems like the new way in which Russia and its allies are going to try to subvert um, sanctions is going to be through the use of prisoners of war. Prisoners of war. So imagine this scenario. Listen, I've got some Ukrainian prisoners of war here. We can give them to you, but only on the condition that you lift the sanctions on my entire family and my entire sort of, the things that I own. What say you? You're gonna bite? Gonna lift the sanctions on my family? You don't have to lift them on me. Lift them on my family. And I'm gonna give you some prisoners of war. And this is exactly what happened. As Chechen warlord Kadyrov proposes Ukrainian prisoners swap for lifting US sanctions against his family. This is the person in question, who's also a Russian general. Chechen warlord Ramzan Kadyrov has offered to free Ukrainian prisoners of war if the United States lifts sanctions against his family. Russian state-run propaganda agency TASS said on January 5th. So this story is basically just from yesterday. Kadyrov supposedly handed over a list of Ukrainian prisoners captured by Russian forces in Donetsk and Luhansk oblasts to pro-Russian propagandist and convicted pedophile Scott Ritter, who was visiting Grozny, the Chechen capital. If they lift the sanctions against my mother, my daughters, innocent people, horses, except me, we will give these people back, Kadyrov supposedly said. So it seems like prisoners of war are becoming bargaining chips when it comes to lifting sanctions. The Chechen warlord reportedly showed Ritter a video recording of captive Ukrainians during the transfer of the list. In a video of the meeting between Ritter and Kadyrov, the warlord offered to release 20 prisoners on the condition that sanctions against Kadyrov's relatives, his aircraft, and horses, because there's some Vosh thing going on here, would be lifted. Kadyrov made the offer during a muster of his security forces in Grozny, according to Russian propaganda outlet RIA Novosti. The United States imposed sanctions on Kadyrov on September 15th, 2022, and included his wives Medini Aminat and Fatima adult daughters Aishat, Karina, and Tabarik, as well as Kadyrov's cousin Turpal Ali Ibragimov, and a number of other individuals. His mother was later included in the sanctions list. Horses, that's right. So that's what's happening. That's what's happening. And this is also a thing that we're gonna have to, I guess, monitor. Like, is this offer gonna be rejected? Is this offer gonna be accepted? Like, is this gonna set a thing that suddenly Ukrainian prisoners of war are gonna be just used as chips to demand sanctions to be lifted? I don't think that should be an exchange that should be happening, you know? Yeah, we'll free those people, just lift the sanctions. I I think prisoners of war should be exchanged for prisoners of war, not for lifting sanctions. I really don't think that should be a thing that should just be established as a, I don't know. I think I'm pretty justified in not being thrilled by this situation.